Question number 6, functions h, which is the graph here, and k, the table down below, show a relationship between x and y. And then we're asked, select from the drop-down menus to correctly complete each statement about the functions. We're asked the slope of the line for function h is blank and the y-intercept is blank. So let's take a look at what we got there. We got 4 options for the slope: negative, negative, positive, positive. And it looks like we have 2 options for the y-intercept. So the first thing I'm going to think about is, can I figure out without doing any calculations if this is going to be a negative slope or positive? And then I'm going to look at the line and notice the line travels up and to the right. Up and to the right would symbolize or mean that there's going to be a positive slope. So even if I don't know which 2 of these are right, I have a 50-50 chance. I know it's a positive slope. So let's calculate that slope. I like to use the similar triangles. So if I go from this point to this point, I might have to travel up 1, up 2, up 3, up 4, up 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have to go up 9 units, or rise 9 units, and then over or run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can see here the line rises 9, runs 6, and we know that the slope can be found by calculating the rise of the line divided by the run of the line. So the rise was 9, the run was 6, and if I simplify this fraction, I make it smaller but equal, and I divide each number by 3, that should give me one of the answer choices there. 9 divided by 3 is the number 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So the slope of line of the function h is 3 over 2. And what's its y-intercept? Y-intercept is where this line hits the y-axis. So where do these 2 lines intersect? And it looks like they hit right at -2, which is one of my choices here. All right, so that's function h. Let's do purple for function k here. We're asked the rate of change, which, if you don't know, that's the same as the slope. The rate of change of function k is blank the rate of change of function h. So let's look at our options here. We got less than, greater than, or the same as. So we need to compare the slopes. We already know the slope of this function, 3/2. Or another way to think about that fraction is the decimal 1.5. So we already know h. Let's figure out function k, its slope, and then we'll compare them. Which is bigger, which is smaller, or are they the same? And the way I like to use slope is to use the slope formula. It says y2, so a y-coordinate minus a y-coordinate, y1, divided by x2 minus x1. It looks pretty complicated, but really it's just asking you to pick 2 values here. So maybe I want to pick this as my first point, y1, x1, and maybe I want to pick this is my second, y2, x2, and then we'll use this formula here. So the slope, which is usually the letter m, first is y2. We labeled that as 8. 8 minus y1, we labeled as 6, divided by x2, we labeled the number 2, x1, we put the number 0. Let's do that subtraction. 8 minus 6 is 2. 2 minus 2 is 2. 2 over 2 is just the number 1. So if we now compare, function k is 1, function h is 1.5, function k 1, function h 1.5, then function k is 1, it's smaller than or less than the rate of change of function h. And if you're asking yourself, Mr. G, why did you pick these two middle values? Shouldn't you have picked the first two or the last two? It doesn't matter. If you pick any two of these rows and you use the slope formula correctly, the answer will always simplify to be the number 1. So you don't have to worry about which two rows you pick. All right, thanks for watching, guys.